Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a really fun necklace using all the critters from the Safari Design Challenge Kit by SoftFlex Company. Let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. This is going to be such a fun necklace. So we've got the bone SoftFlex out of the kit, as well as, so many of the various things. This zebra is going to be our focal since his hole runs from this side to this side. And I'm wondering if some rubber tubing would fit in his hole because it's a pretty good size hole. So let's see if I can find that easily and give it a shot. Let's see here. I know I keep it right above here, so where is it? Well, we'll get it in a minute. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take, aren't these fun things? 2 of these washer spacers. Now these are all out of my stash, the washer spacers. And there's a few other things from my stash. I think it's these red rondelles. I wanted some more of these, but there was only one more, and well, I would have needed like 8 for what I wanted. So after this little guy, we're going to put spacers on 2 spacers on each side. Like so. And then we're going to use this brownish red bead here. Now every one of the beads is going to have one of the big washers between it. Then we'll go with the turbo. Now, come on baby, stay up there. Next washer spacer. Then it's going to be one of the black ship beads. Another turbo. Then we'll go to the red howlite, which is this one. The next spacer, and then our elephant. Our spacers don't want to stand up, but we got them in about the right space. Face the other direction, darling. We want to. So then we want the next of our big washer spacers, and then the next set of howlites. So the elephant is surrounded by the howlite. Then we're going to go back to the turbo again. Then the ship bead. Now I know we're starting to go off screen, so I'll try and turn it a little bit so you can see more of what I'm going to do here. So once we get through the turbo, we'll go, because we had no more of the red howlite, I got these red rondelles out of my stash, so they'll be next. Let's turn these a little bit so you can hopefully see more of what I'm doing here. Then we'll go with the next washer, then these little like little pine cone one, and then the giraffe is going to straddle this pine cone with a big spacer, and then around the red rondelle again on the other side of him. So, and then it'll be a spacer again, Let's see, let's put you guys over here where you belong so that you're not getting... And then, of course, since we're going to do the same pattern, so it'll be a turbo, and then the black. And then a turbo. I take that back. This is not quite right because I changed the pattern a little bit since we're now in the back. I put a fire polish right here, and then the black. So let's get some wire out and let's start stringing this instead of trying to mesh it so you can see. Okay, I found my rubber tubing, so let's see if this will go in our little elephant, since it has a pretty darn big hole here. And it will, so we'll put that in there, hold this, and we'll cut it off here at his bum so that we know where it's coming out at. Okay, now put the rest of the rubber tubing up, and I'm going to start my stringing. We're just going to pull a length off of our spool here, and I'm going to start it. I think I'll probably start about right here, and or maybe even at the other elephant up that way, since I know how we're stringing that side. I'm going to put a bead stopper on this side over here so that the beads won't sink into here. I think I'll start right here, and we can grab the rest of it when we get to that spot, but we're going to just go down the line with what I have already got done up here. Now our elephant, now we've got to remember which way we're going here so our elephant doesn't turn upside down on us. Since this is this side, we put him in this way. When we get to this side, we're going to put him in by feet, but right now we're not going to worry about that because we're not there yet. So just down the line how I have it set out here. Now I went and got the extra red rondelles because there wasn't enough red in the package to do what I wanted. I feel it need that pop of red to bring out some of these colors and such without it being overrun by the browns. So, and I could have gone for like black because we do have this black piece here, but okay, we've got from our elephant, red, turbo, ship, turbo, reddish brown. Now we're going to put the two spacers on here. And then we'll feed the tube on. Once the tube is in, then we'll feed on our zebra. I want his little face, you can see it's turning slightly. I want it to face away from whoever's wearing it. We want it to face outward. So there is our tubing on now. And that'll keep it from rocking and rolling around there too much. Now we're going to put on our two spacers. Red bead, another spacer, our turbo, spacer, ship. I like these ship beads, they really feel silky. And he's going to be our focal. So he'll sit down here at the base of your neck, or at the base of your necklace, like so. Keep going up this side. Here's our elephant. Remember, now we're going up, so we have to start at his feet, bead through from his feet up. So now that when it turns, the elephants will be facing the proper direction. So now we're at the red, the washer, then the red, the washer. And this is where we left off on this side. So now we need the turbo, the washer, the ship bead, the washer, the turbo, the washer. And now for the red rondelles that I added. If you don't have any red rondelles to add something else. You could add something from the kit even, if you wish to. So now we put that pine cone one there. I did that because the giraffe has long legs, and I'm thinking that it will fit. It doesn't fit exactly over the pine cone, but it does pretty good. And this one will keep the neck from being bashed by the next thing. So then the washer. And the red rondelle again. And then the washer. Now the turbo. And here's where I started going off pattern because I added the fire polish here. So put on the fire polish. And now for the ship bead. And it's now going to have another fire polish. Oops, spacer first. Then the turbo. And now we're going to go off pattern again, and we're going to add these. I think they're a jasper. I almost want to say, I'm not sure. So then we'll put this on, and it's back to a fire polish. Then another jasper. And lastly, a fire polish. Now this will finish up our necklace on this side. And let's see how long it ends up being. Let's put our crimp tube on because this is where it's going to sit anyway. We'll put a new bead stopper on this side. You can go way up here and just let the beads slide down over there. And let's measure this to our zebra and see how long our necklace is getting to be. As you can see, it's pretty long. Looks like it's going to be a 24-inch necklace when we're done. That's what I was thinking. So that way, as I've got all of these pieces towards the back here, this will go around the back of the neck, letting all your critters be in the front. So I think that's going to be really cute. So now we need to cut enough wire To bring this back up here, this is the middle. So we're going to need see. Yeah, about right there. So we'll cut this right here where it comes out of the spool. And then we're going to start up this other side. So we'll just take our bead stopper off. And we're going to follow this pattern that's on the other side here, just like it's set up here. When I did the unboxing for this, I was seeing all these critters thinking, oh my God, that will be so fun to make a necklace from that. And I instantly went and designed this necklace after I unboxed. I think it turned out really, I think it's really what I was intending to do. It's very cute. And all the critters are going to be on display, which is sort of what I planned when I made it. Or designed it, I should say. This is where we go off pattern, where we go to put this fire polish in instead of just going straight to the ship bead. I have an extra turbo. Why? Oh, I missed it down here. Glad we noticed that, because that would have not been good. So we're going to have to pull it apart from here so we can put that turbo bead in there. Now, if you wanted this a little more snug around the giraffe, you can see there's a little gap there that you can see the wire, but that's no big deal. But if you did want it a little more snug, you could add like a tiny ball spacer or something into that slot. And yes, I do have tiny ball spacers. I just didn't feel like putting one in there. I don't figure it really needs it. Crimp tube. So now we'll hook that up, and all we've got left to do is put on our findings into the back. It's going to be a nice length, like I said, 24 inches, maybe even closer to 25 by the time we get the findings. This stuff will roll around the back of your neck, so your critters are all going to come forward. So I think it's going to be really fun. So let's get these findings on and get this finished. So I'm going to grab my crimping pliers. I use the magical crimper. It's got a little divot in the middle. What we're going to do is, we can do this one of two ways now. We can put this on with the jump ring in here, or we can just do it and leave a loop so the jump ring can go on. And for that matter, you don't even have to put a jump ring on. SoftFlex is a good strong wire. You could actually just leave a loop of wire here and hook your lobster claw onto that. But I like to have a jump ring here. So we're going to put this in the middle of the divot and squish. Then we'll turn it and squish again and again. And you keep turning and squishing until there's no more squish to be had. So there we go. See how, yep, that's pretty good. I'm going to cut some of this wire off. We don't need this much to go into the beads, though I'm sure that they will all take the wire, but I'm not going to worry about that right yet. So let's just put our beads through our wire here and roll them down from the other side. Now I mentioned when we did the elephant that we need to make sure that our feet are going the proper direction, but I didn't with the giraffe. Same thing goes though. You want to make sure that your giraffe is going so that he's going to be standing up when you get your pieces in. See, we have him standing up because we went this way on one and this way on the other. So now that we've got the one finding on, let's get this one on. Now this one's a little more tricky because you don't have that extra you don't have to worry. You have to worry now about making sure that you have your string through your beads that you're going to put it through. I'm going this far. And now I'm going to take hold of this jump ring and I'm going to use it as a fulcrum when I pull these up. Because since I'm holding this, everything else just naturally comes all the way down. So let's make sure we don't have any gaps in it. That everything is going over here like it should be. But when we do this, we want to give it a little wind because we are going to want a little gap between our, see there, we have quite a gap there. And that's all right. We'll just take this and pull again. We need to have a little gap so that we have some space to roll around. See how I'm gonna leave this little gap right here. Now this is actually too tight. We don't want it this tight. So we'll bring it up. There we go. That's better. And then we'll get the crimping pliers in there and squish. And turn and squish. And make sure the jump ring doesn't get in there. And this is not turning. It just keeps hitting the same spot. There we go. Tug. Okay, now we're going to cut this extra wire off. I brought it through this one, but not the fire polish, because when we bend this like this, the fire polish is rounded. So, this is flat, so I just push it up to this and squish it. And there we go. Now we just need to add our lobster claw, and this baby's done. So in order to add the lobster claw, We just want to get our chain nose pliers out, open the lobster claw, and put her on. So we're going to use the small one to put the lobster claw on, and the large one is what we're going to hook onto. So we'll just open this baby up, hook our lobster claw on. Now I did test this and make sure it's working good. Something I always suggest you do, because a lobster claw has a spring in it and it doesn't always work. And I always put my lobster claws on with a jump ring instead of hooking straight to them, because that way if it should break, I can just take it and change just the lobster claw and I don't have to restring the whole necklace. So we'll put that on and she's done. Isn't it fun? Don't you just love it? So I had a, I think I threw it away. Maybe this is it. This is a lobster claw. Yeah, that's not working. See how the spring is not pushing that back? Now you can get it to go back by just hitting it and it locks into place. But if you don't know that, if you don't know that that is doing that, you have the problem of it staying open. And you put it on and think it's closed and it stays open and you're going to lose your necklace, and you really don't want to do that. So like I say, you can snap this up. It looks like it's working, but it is not. You don't want something like this. And if the spring really breaks, this whole mechanism will fall right out. so there is why I always jump ring my lobster claws, so that you don't have to worry about if that breaks, you would have to restring your whole necklace. If you have the jump ring on there, you just have to take the jump ring on, put a lot off, put a new lobster claw on, and you're done. So anyway, there is our really pretty fun safari necklace. I hope you enjoyed making this with me. I love it myself. I think it's cool. So again, here is our safari necklace. Now our little zebra might try to turn, but he really doesn't try to turn too much. Part of the reason is because I put that rubber tubing in there. And so he's gonna sit right like that, the elephants and the zebras. Now, sometimes I will use a magnetic clasp. I do have magnetic clasps, so they do work, and I do like them. Now you see, even with all those beads up there, our little giraffes are right here at my neck. So if I had my hair down, you might not see them. But there's our elephants, and our zebra is down right there. So I think that turned out really cute. Like I say, instead of the lobster claw, if you'd rather, you could have put on a magnetic clasp. And I may just change this to a magnetic clasp, because I don't think anybody's going to want to make it any longer than this, though you never can tell. You might. If you want it longer, of course, then you can put an extender chain in and make it longer. I don't really think it needs to be longer. I wouldn't make it longer, but hey, that's just me. Everybody's different. That's what makes the world go round. Anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been working with SoftFlex Company's Design Challenge Kit Safari to make this really, really fun necklace. I hope you enjoyed making this with me. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.